Hey man, I saw your bike outside. Is that one of those brand new Harleys that I hear so much about? I appreciate you. Yeah, it's a brand new Harley Davidson Sportster S. Harley came out with this total new bike this year. It's sick. Cool, dude. Is it finally pushing like 80 horsepower? Oh, I'm sorry, torque, because you guys don't like talking about horsepower. Actually, it's pushing 121 horsepower with 94 foot-pounds of torque. How much horsepower does your Honda CBR 600RR have? Oh, okay. It also has a brand new engine for Harley, liquid cooled, 3 different rider modes, fully customizable, 4-inch TFT display. But hey man, those 2-inch chicken strips on the back of your bike, they look sick. Good job. What's up guys, Paramoto here. If you guys have been following the absolutely epic recent Harley Davidson news, you'll know what I'm talking about today. And that is the Harley Davidson Sportster S being announced by Harley Davidson. If you guys remember, I think it was about 6 months ago, I did a video that was like how the Harley Davidson Sportster could save the brand. And it's almost like Harley Davidson watched it and just like checked down the list. Like over 100 horsepower, check. Stupid amounts of torque, check. Full electronic rider modes, check. It's a brand new motorcycle for Harley that is fully modern. It's almost like they wanted to shut the haters up with just one model. So to give you a little bit of history on the model, as far as we know, Harley Davidson was planning some new models coming out in 2021. That was the Pan America, the Bronx, and the Custom. I believe they canceled the Bronx outright, which was a super bummer because it was a street fighter and I was almost thinking about looking into it. Then they had the Custom, which was like the Harley guys Harley. It was just like chromed out, like low, and it looked really sleek and cool the way a classic Harley would look, really sleek and cool. And then the Pan America, you know, that of course came out, and you know, I'm pretty sure it's getting some pretty decent reviews. Right now, I haven't had the chance to ride one yet, but what I believe happened was that they took the Harley Davidson Custom and rebranded it as the Sportster S. What does that mean for the future of the Sportster? I think the Sportster that I have parked out in my garage right now is gonna be safe for now, but the Euro 4 regulations and, you know, our own, you know, EPA here in the US is really going after some of those old engine models. So almost every manufacturer has had to up the game, and Harley Davidson is also one of them. And I believe that was one of the biggest pushes for the Sportster S because it comes with a brand new engine. The stats on this bike are ridiculous for a Harley Davidson. You're talking about 121 horsepower. 121 horsepower out of a Sportster. You know, previously you would have had to buy one of their big boy bikes for almost 20 grand and then put like, you know, some sort of stage on it, be it over stage 2 to get that level of power. So it's pushing 121 horsepower and, you know, 94 foot-pounds of torque, so it's still staying true to the torquey low range guys. I don't know, I think the engine is actually almost getting closer to a Ducati engine at this point rather than a Harley Davidson, considering that it revs up to a max limit of like 10,000 RPM, which is literally where my 959 revs up to. I know Ducati is probably sitting there as like the perennial kings of the twins, and they probably just like, you know, I know Ducati was just probably sitting there like in the office one day is like, you know, Harley Davidson is like putting out that they have this brand new Revolution Max engine pushing well over 100 horsepower, liquid cooled, and like Ducati being like the kings of the twin were probably just like, oh, they're getting on Ducati's side on this. They're really starting to encroach on their game. But let's go over some of the stats of the bike. All right, so I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen, but what it looks like comes down to is it's gonna be a white version, a black version, and like a wine midnight red version coming out immediately. So the color options are not vast or great right now, but they'll probably get some more as the model progresses and matures. It's gonna be coming with forward controls and a low seat height. So everybody that's gonna be like screaming like, oh, it's not a real Harley, it's gonna feel like a real Harley. The biggest component of this bike coming out brand new is the Revolution Max engine. It's totally new for Harley Davidson. It's a liquid cooled twin cylinder bike pushing 121 horsepower, 94 foot-pounds of torque, like I said already. Amazing that Harley Davidson is finally in the 21st century when it comes down to power displacement. So it's rocking double roll overhead cam straps and variable valve timing. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds impressive. It has an exhaust reminiscent of the flat track going along the side. Dude, it's so cool looking. It's so cool. I couldn't imagine what this is gonna look like, you know, in a year when like everybody and their brothers got like, you know, a custom exhaust for this bike. It's gonna be sick, like a Bassani custom side mount exhaust. on a 120 horsepower Harley Davidson is gonna be really nice. So going up to the instrument cluster is one of the biggest things, is that it's coming with the 4-inch TFT display, which is becoming standard on everything. Like, if your bike doesn't have a TFT display, it's probably an old bike. It's like a throwback whip. What are you doing with that thing? 3 programmable rider modes and a 4th one that you can customize and make it anything you want, just like it can on my Italian Stallion out in the garage. They've really brought the electronics back up into the modern world with this bike. One thing that I thought was really cool about the bike is that you can, with an app, control your instrument panel and do turn-by-turn like GPS directions on your bike, which is something that I want to do on my Harley, is get like a GPS hardwired, and it just takes that whole situation out of it. I can literally just open my app and route and get turn-by-turn right on a bright 4-inch display right in front of my face, straight from factory, and I don't have to worry about any shenanigans aftermarket. Staying on the electronics bandwagon, we're getting corner ABS, we're getting cornering traction control. These are things featured on very expensive sport bikes that have trickled down, that have made it to Harley before a lot of other bikes. I mean, if you went to a Japanese dealer, you're probably not going to see all these features on all of their bikes. You might not be able to say cutting edge on this, but they are definitely rocking a solid electronics package that is comparable to any bike out on the market now. Mentioning that they're kind of almost like hunting Ducati on this, guess what? This brand new Revolution Max engine is a structural component of the motorcycle. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you follow my Ducati side of the channel, my Panigale 959 is the same basically frame structure as the Panigale 1299, which uses the engine as a main structural component, which is like a frame. So you don't have a traditional frame on that bike, and literally it cuts down a crap load of weight, and that's what Harley Davidson has done here. Brand new Revolution Max engine in this thing, pushing a crap ton of horsepower, and it's actually lighter than a standard Harley. I believe the bike's coming in at right around 500 pounds, which is like 10 pounds lighter than the Sportster that I have outside, which is based on technology from the 80s, and I mean, what else is there to say about that? So guys, I don't know about you, but I am super excited about the prospect of this brand new Sportster. They have really brought the Sportster up into the modern era, and I know there's gonna be some haters out there that are like, Sportster's been around since '57, and like, the Evo motor's a classic, and it's like, dudes, you know, sometimes you just gotta embrace some change. You gotta embrace something that's new, and you know, honestly, I don't think Harley really wanted to kill the Evo motor. I don't think they really want to kill the Sportster as we know it, and I don't even know if that's actually gonna happen, but they're getting pushed to by the EPA and by Euro 4, and that's an entire another video topic, is doing a Euro 4 video and its impact on motorcycling. If you guys press me, I might make that video. I might do some research and make it, but honestly, I'm super excited. I'm super excited about the Sportster S. You know, I lean more sport bike in my desires on motorcycles. Like, I'm more fast, curvy, beautiful bikes rather than gritty, you know, torquey bikes. Like, that's just kind of my wheelhouse. But this makes me excited for the future of American motorcycles. So, you know, if you guys like the video, you like the content, throw me a comment down below about what you like. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about this bike in the comment section. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Topic Tuesday, man. All right. See you there. Deuces.